Hello YouTube, Josh here for DaVinci Yu-Gi-Oh! Today...
telling you, change it to Joshua.
Either way. Today I am profiling my Umbral Horror deck. I was playing it today. I did alright. I won't get into details of it because it's somewhat embarrassing. But I'll basically get started. For the most part, they are level 4 dark monsters that rely heavily on Exceed summoning. The first one here is Umbral Horror Ghoul. He's a basic 1800 beater for the deck. He's got 0 defense. His effect is that you can make his attack 0 to special summon a second Umbral from your hand with 0 attack. So you can't, sadly, the one that you bring out from your hand does have to have 0 attack, so you can't Ghoul. Normally, you will Ghoul for whatever you happen to draw. Then this one is probably the best one, actually. Umbral Horror Unform. You have to suicide him, you have to control him, attack your opponent's monster, he gets destroyed, and then you bring out 2 more Umbrals from the deck. Normally you are going to bring out the Ghoul here, and then use Ghoul's effect to summon whatever is in your hand, and or normally beat over whatever destroyed the Unform here. You know, he's a basic one. It does kind of suck when you draw into it, but you just Ghoul it and Exceed from there. This is a very small archetype, so there are only 3, and the last one is Umbral Horror Will-o'-the-Wisp. I am only playing 2. You could play 3, but I find 2 to be better because this card sucks right here. It is level 1, but when it is summoned, it will copy the level of another Umbral you control or in your graveyard. It has a second effect that will, if it dies by battle while in face-up attack position, it'll kill whatever killed it, but that effect, I hardly ever pulling that off, and it's just not worth it. Normally it's just extra, because you do need extra monsters in here, because you can run out of targets with Unform very often. If I could not play this, I would not, but you really do need it. So I think 2 is a good number. Since this is a small archetype, you will need support. Some of the best support is Kage to Kage. Being an extra free monster, and of course dark fitting the whole theme, it does help out. So you can normal your Unform Kage, use Unform as effect, get Ghoul from there. You can fill up your field with 5 level 4s and then go whatever you may need to. You do play the engine that searches out the Kage to Kage, so that kind of makes him nicer also. Then is the Secret Sect Druid Drew. Right now 2 I feel is a good number. Basically his effect is when he's normal summon, you bring out another level 4 dark monster with 0 attack from your deck. You know, these guys. But the effect is negated, so you can't bring out Ghoul and then Ghoul's effect. It's better for late game when your grave is full and you kind of need an Exceed monster fast. I'm kind of running this over Mass Chameleon because, like, I have problems with Mass Chameleon. It does restrict your summons, being that you can only special summon from your extra deck for the rest of that turn, and a lot of the times I find myself needing late game I find myself needing maybe 2 monsters that turn that I can pull off, and I feel that this deck does better with Exceeds and Synchro, and this is filling the spot nicely. Next up is the Mystic Tomato, because there are so many targets for it. Normally you will summon your tomato in attack mode. It will get attacked, and then you'll bring out your Unform and continue your plays from there. The sad part is nobody wants to kill my tomato whenever they duel me. Then is Summoner Monk. He is good with pretty much any level 4 deck that runs a high spell count, and pretty much any level 4, rank 4 spam deck in general. And he's dark, so that helps out. To combo off with the Summoner Monk is 1 Vylon Prism. Vylon Prism is the level 4 tuner that I'm playing for this deck. I don't feel like I need any more because I only have, I'll go tell you, 1 Synchro monster. I feel like 1 level 4 tuner is good for that, and it does get a very nice effect in that you can equip it to that. Normally, you know, if you want to make the Exceed monster, you'll Monk into Prism. The last 2 monsters are White Dragon Wyver Buster. While testing this deck, I found out that so many times I just needed an extra monster. I tried out Double Summon. That didn't work so much. I mean, it was always live as food for Summoner Monk, and just an extra normal summon, which you can combo off with Kage, but I found out liking this much better. Just being able to banish the dark and then bring out, you know, level 4 monster. He's also very pretty hefty, 17 attack and then 18 defense, so, you know, not bad. That is all for monsters. That is 20 or 19, I believe. Of course, staples, Dark Hole, 2 MST. I feel like 2 is good. I might want to go to 3. 1 Book of Moon. Only 1 Duality, because a lot of the times, turn 1 you will want a special summon, but one is fine because a lot of if you open Tomato and nothing else, sadly, which you will do, you're gonna kind of have to Duality, and it does come in handy for that. Just 1 is fine. If you don't want to special summon, it is always live as food for the Summoner Monk. But that's about it. Then is the Allure of Darkness. Everything is dark, so that's just kind of a no-brainer. Draw one, banish one. You don't care so much if they get banished. Then triple Upstart, because a lot of the times I've been wanting to get to what I need fast. The 1,000 life points can hurt sometimes, but it's essentially worth it, especially if they want to Dark Bribe it. Like I said, it's always live for Summoner Monk, so that's it. Then is the Recursion in 1 Recurring Nightmare and 1 Dark Eruption. Recurring Nightmare does get you 2, and does get you back all your Umbrals, which is very nice. Which you could play Recurring Nightmare at 2 instead of the Dark Eruption, but I like Dark Eruption because it can get back Tomato or Kage Tokage should you need it, plus 1 of the Umbrals, although it does only add 1. Last spell for draw is the 1 Day of Peace. You know, both players draw 1. It's very good when you're getting started. You can bring out your Tomato, or most likely you want to bring out your what's his face? Oh yeah. Sorry, it was pointed out to me. You can also Dark Eruption your Summoner Monk, which is great. 1 Day of Peace. Mostly you'll be using it main phase 1 to draw the cards you need, and then you'll be summoning your Unform, suiciding your Unform, and you'll take no damage, and then your plays continue from there. I would say it is fairly spell heavy, but I like it that way. Next is the Traps. 1 Compulse. We all know what that is. Need it. Fiendish Chain. I feel it's good at 1. Mirror Force. It's alright. Nice surprise. They don't know if you play a second. Bottomless. 2 Trap Stuns, because if you're trying to go for, you know, a lot of times you'll be bringing out 2 big monsters in 1 turn and very little defense. So you're probably going to need a Trap Stun. And then the last card, which works so well with this deck, 2 Vanity's Emptiness. You know, just kind of stall your opponent. They do not get to special summon during their turn, and you do run the engine and everything that does allow you to, you know, keep your Vanity's Emptiness on the field. And, you know, very interesting and crazy plays that you can do here and there. Stall your opponent. Now is the extra deck. 1 Gaga Cowboy. Just 1 is fine at the moment, just for the basic burn, the initial burn, or if you need to hurry up and get something in the grave and you need to. Yeah, that 800 burn is alright. 1 Lavabo Shine. I barely make this, but it is just a basic good monster. Like, if you want to use it to get back to ditch something into your grave, so that this deck isn't too grave reliant, but stuff in the graveyard does help out. So the Lavabo Chain can go ahead and set that up, and it can also help you top deck the card that you happen to need. Next, more important, the 2 Maestroke. I kind of find myself always going into Maestroke just for the defensive purposes. It is dark, which I'll explain why that. It is dark, so it does fit the whole theme much better. I just very like how versatile this card is, how it's defensive, and then during your turn you can disrupt or just get over your opponent's big monsters. Then 1 Black Ship of Corn, because it's just basic monster removal with an additional burn. Then the 2 King of the Feral Imps. Like I said, it is dark, so it does help. You do play 3 Kage Tokages, so bringing this out, you know, getting a Kage Tokage to hand, and then having something in the grave to continue fueling your plays also does help out. Yeah, I really like the Kage Tokage engine. If you've seen anything else on my channel, you will know that. It is a good engine. Lately, I've been finding that I don't use King of the Feral Imps as much, but it is still there for the option. Then 2 Master Key Beetles. Master Key Beetle is the good card, which combos off with the Vanity's Emptiness, and so many potential side cards that you can play with this. What made this deck good, and what made it even combat dragons, is because you can Key Beetle first turn, and then you can Key Beetle your Imperial Iron Wall or your Ghosted Match, since everything was dark, you know, Prohibitions, and during this format, DNA Surgery is probably more important. But it's just such a good card. It does have very, very fun and interesting plays, like a very awesome combo with Dark Hole, which it's near invisible, but it is fairly small, so you do need other things to continue to protect it. Then 1 Utopia. I feel 1 Utopia is still useful. It's there. It's a basic 25. You know, can stall a bit longer. The Vylon de Sigma, which is you know, great. It's great against things like Karakuri, which I wish I had it. Going against Karakuri, it's because so many things right now are only 1 attribute at the moment. So that's why I feel like certain side cards, like the Gozen match, like that is dipped because now everything is essentially one attribute. So now the Violent Sigma is much better and much more live, and you can make it in one turn. This being a very quick swarm deck. Then one Gemini Pearl. It's your basic 2600 beater. You need this. I lost the game once because I couldn't, because I didn't have Gemini Pearl with me. The biggest thing I could make at the moment was Utopia, and or Key Beetle was only 2500, and I couldn't get in for that extra 100. You just really do need it. Trying out the Masquerade. If you notice, this isn't the build with rank up magic and then the chaos version, but you know this is something interesting to try out. You could should you need to swap it out for any other rank 4 that requires 3 Xyz monsters. Next up, the Evil Swarm Ouroboros. Once again, it used to work out so well with his deck because it was dark, and it still works out very well because it is a very big and hefty monster and has very nice effects. It gives you 2 compulses in your deck, as well as 2 other fairly nice effects that allow you to disrupt your opponent. And the last monster, one Synchro monster, the Dark End Dragon, because everything is dark. So everything except your Wyvern Busters and then your level 4 tuner is a dark. So you can monk into Prism and then bring this out. Prism effect will equip to it, and it becomes 36, which will continue to lose 500 to continue to just like get rid of your opponent's stuff. Yeah, it's feeling that at the moment it is working out better than I suppose a Stardust or Stardust Spark would, just because it's easy removal. So that is it for the Umbral deck. I am testing this deck out a lot more. It does really need so much more, but you know, it's working out. It can beat a lot of stuff that comes at it. So that is all for the moment. Let me know what you think of the deck in the description down below. In the comments down below. Please continue to like, favorite, comment on my videos. If you did enjoy the content and you're new here, please do subscribe. Yeah, that's my deck profile.